Hello, welcome to this new video class. In this one, we are going to talk about Shinto, the indigenous religion of Japan, and a little bit of Japanese culture. I'm not an expert of Japanese culture. There are like different books and many people who know much more than I do. I will recommend you some of these books and to listen some of these people, so this will help. But this will be done in the next video class. But in this one, I would like to talk about Shinto a little bit because I said that the spiritual roots of Reiki are Buddhism, mainly Zen Buddhism, Taoism, and Shinto. And Shinto and Japanese culture, I'm going to put it together because Buddhism can be found in many countries. Taoism can be found in different countries. There are like Taoist people in probably in Europe, in America, in Asia, or in Africa. But there are not Shinto people, Shinto followers in any other country than in Japan. So Shinto is the original traditional religion of Japan. Even if I use the word religion, because now it's considered a religion, in Japan it's believed that Shintoism is not even a religion because they didn't even have a name for it. They had like the tradition, but when Buddhism entered, what they call the Chinese Buddhism entered Japan, in order to make the distinction between one and the other one, they started calling their tradition Shinto. And Shinto in Japanese means the path of the gods. Why the path of the gods? This is probably the biggest difference between Buddhism or Taoism and Shintoism. Because Shintoism is the belief that nature is alive, and it's not only alive, it's full of pure spirits or gods that they call kamis, and our health and our wealth and our balance, it depends on the relationship that we have with these kamis or these gods. There's like a worship of the natural phenomena. Like there are the gods of the storm, the gods of the fire, the gods of the sun, the gods of the water, but then there's even the god of the rice, the god of the mountains, the god of the rivers or the sea. There are like 1,000 gods. In every mountain there's a god, at least one god. In every forest, in every waterfall, there are like many gods. And Japanese believe that these gods are pretty alive, and sometimes they even take forms of animals or even kind of humans, and you can relate with them. If the gods are mad at you, if the gods are not happy, then you can pay a price for it, and maybe your wealth is going down or even your health is going down. But when the gods are happy, then everything improves. If we understand that these gods are always part of nature, what's behind Shintoism is that with a good relationship with nature, we are healthier and wealthier. But when we don't have a good relationship with nature, when we try to control it, to dominate it, then nature will make us pay for it, and our balance, inner peace, health, and wealth will be decreased. So the idea is to have a good relationship. But there are like many things in this Shintoism that are kind of interesting and also funny. First, they understand that the kamis like happy events. So in Japan, if you go, it doesn't matter when, you will probably always find some kind of festival or celebration with the kamis, because they understand and they believe that the kamis like dancing and fire events, and so there are always these kind of celebrations for making these kamis happy. And also for important parts or events that take place during the year are when spring is starting, or summer, or fall of winter. Because as we talk about nature, the changes in the seasons are important for nature, and then are important for nature. In this relationship with the kamis, they try to not only to make them happy, but to make them be content with us. So for example, when you go to a forest, it's not like that you go and you dance because you want the kamis of the forest to be happy. There are like many times that when you go to a forest, you will find like a tori. For a tori is like a door that you will find everywhere in Japan. It's like usually it's kind of orange or red door that you can also find in WhatsApp in the emojis. This is a tori, and tori is a door that makes you understand that you're entering a kami's house, so a holy, a sacred place. So you see that you go to a forest, and as Westerners, sometimes we go there to a forest and it's like it's our forest. There's no one there, we can do whatever we want. But in Japan, when they cross these stories, these doors, it's like, okay, you're entering to someone else's home, to a kami's home. So you have to behave. So you don't cut the trees just for fun, or you don't throw the trash there, because also kamis are always observing you, and they like the things to be sparkling clean and well organized. That's why when you go in a Shinto sanctuary, which are called shrine in Japan, you find that they are always extremely clean and extremely well organized, and there's a ritual to greet the kamis. So when we interact in a natural way, not just when you go to a shrine or a temple. It's like when you go to a forest, you have to understand that you're entering to a sacred place in Japan. For example, after the Second World War, the United States created a military base in Mount Fuji. And Mount Fuji, of course, is an important sacred place for a Japanese. Fuji-san is one of the kamis. So they ask the Americans if they could put the military base in some other place, because that was the place of the Fuji-san, the kami of the Fuji, and it wasn't a place for having weapons or a military base, and they had to change it because for them it's like, okay, it's a sacred place, even if for us it's just a natural place that where we can go and we can do something. So when you go to Japan, especially if it's the first time, anytime that you see one of these orange doors, of course you can take the picture and you can post it on Instagram if you like, but you have to understand that it's like entering to someone else's home. So you will see that the Japanese go and they bend a little bit in order to enter the place politely. And usually you don't go in the middle, because the middle is the place where the gods go. You go a little bit to one side or to the other side, so you don't disturb their peace. And when you cross it, you behave, because you're at someone else's home. Because these kamis are real, and sometimes they take form of animals, because it's like the spirit of the forest can go in any animal that they want. So if you go there and you find this door, for example, this story, and on top of the door there's a bird, maybe this bird is the spirit of the mountain or the spirit of the place. So just, even if you don't believe that, you're entering to this bird place, because the bird lives there and you don't. So it's like, please try not to destroy their home. Try to leave their home at least as it was before. That's the Shinto culture. That's the Japanese culture behind it. There are like many movies, many cartoons, many mangas, many books that you can find, and you can understand this in a funny way. Because in my experience, reading some Shinto books is a little bit tiring, because there are like many names of the ancient kamis. It's like mythology with many Japanese names, and eventually it's like, okay, I really don't remember anything. But when you go there, or when you try to see it from the movies, from the series, from the culture, it's much funnier and much easier to understand it. For example, this famous cartoon movie that's called My Neighbor Totoro, that many people believe it's just for children, but no, I really recommend you to watch it. And Totoro is one of these kamis. and only pure people can see them. In the movie, if you watch the movie, I'm not going to explain more. In the movie, only the kids, the young kids can see it, not the parents, because the parents are not pure anymore, but the kids are still pure. It's like when you're pure, you can connect with them, you can talk to them. They're not inaccessible. You can actually reach them. You can ask whatever you want. And for example, when you go to Kyoto, there's Fujimi Inari. Fujimi Inari is a big shrine dedicated to the kami, to the god of rice, which in Japan is the god of wealth. And it's not like a temple, it's a whole mountain that it's like the sanctuary of this kami. And when you go there, there are more than 10,000 tories that you can see them in the movie Memories of a Geisha, or Memoirs of a Geisha. I watch it in Spanish, so I'm making the translation. And then, of course, Instagram have made it extremely popular, so it's quite busy right now. But if you go there, it's really something fascinating to see more than 10,000 tories, and you can go and climb and get lost in the mountain, going in the mountain of this god. But every single torii, it was donated, offered by someone in order to make this kami happy, so the kami could make them wealthier. So everything in Japan is linked to this. And I really think it's more than study the mythology, it's really interesting in order to dig deeper into your understanding of Reiki, to know a little bit more about this Shinto and Japanese culture. Because even if you're not that interested in Japan, it's really fascinating. And in this case, I would recommend you to go in this direction, to watch all these cartoon movies, as I said, The Neighbor Totoro, but also the Princess Mononoke, and there are many others that you will understand what's behind this Shinto, and also some serious Japanese series, not the most modern one, but probably more the ones that they were filmed or created at least 20 or 30 years ago, because modern Japan is a bit different, and also movies, and then you will understand this and you will probably fall in love with it. So this is it for this video, but in the next video I will recommend you some books and some movies, so you can, if you want, of course it's not mandatory, but if you want, you can go deeper, understand deeper, and know better and know more about Buddhism, Taoism, Shintoism, and Japanese culture. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.